Hi, it's Christina Nichols with NicholsGPS. Welcome to this week's What's on the Whiteboard. I'm so excited that you're here. This week we are talking about the relationship between annual giving and the frontline fundraisers. So oftentimes these can be areas where there's a little bit of contention or distrust because although we're working towards a common purpose and mission, the approach that we take is really different. At the end of the day, the differences in that approach really come down to time and frequency of communications and relationships with the donors. So if we think about frontline fundraisers and the important work that they do to bring large gifts to an organization, really they rely upon one-to-one relationships, a longer term time frame, and communication that maybe isn't daily, weekly, or monthly. So on the other end of the spectrum, we have annual giving, which is much more calendar and repeat solicitation and gift focused, and it's more of a one-to-many relationship. So when does this become an issue? Oftentimes this becomes a sticking point when there's a solicitation going out, one of those one-to-many solicitations, and a major gift officer is saying, whoa, 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 time out here, I don't want that person solicited, I'm about to ask them for a large gift. This is a great opportunity for your organization, depending upon the culture, to come together and think about how and when is it appropriate to suppress a donor from a solicitation. In the case of a prospect who you have a for what, how much, and when, of course, don't solicit that person if you're literally on the cusp of submitting a proposal or they have a proposal already in their hands. So, but what if you have kind of a for what, but the timeline's a little fuzzy still and we're really not sure what they're going to be giving yet? In that time, it's really appropriate to send a solicitation, if not because they're going to respond to that, but if only to share a story about impact and how gifts to the organization can help serve the mission and to help do whatever it is that your organization is doing well. So often the solicitations that are sent out by annual giving are really just really nice communications and marketing pieces that share the story and share the impact, and they're really important in that way. If they weren't that way, then they wouldn't be doing their job. So of course this does come down to an issue of attribution for the gift. If let's say that major gift donor writes back a large check to a mail solicitation or an email or a phone call, how do you attribute that gift? Does it go to the major gift officer or does it go to the solicitation? I would beg to say that it should go to both, honestly. From the annual giving side of things, you want to know which pieces people are responding to and in what way. But on the major gift side, if you've been meeting with a donor, you of course want the credit for having done the legwork that helped that gift get in the door. And so if your organization has the opportunity to do a dual attribution to your gifts, that makes a lot of sense, and it can really help to limit the frustration and challenges that occur in this really multi-channel, high-touch relationship building industry that we're in. So a couple of the other places that this can become a little bit sticky is when it comes to those mid-level leadership annual giving donors. Where do they belong? Do they belong in annual giving? Do they belong in a frontline fundraising portfolio? That's really up to what resources you have in your organization, but I would beg that it's a nice mix of both. If you have a prospect who's used to having a visit every year and that's when they write their $1,000 or $5,000 check, then yes, of course, then that's the right thing for them. But it takes, that's one of those opportunities to look back at how are these donors making their gifts, and if they're making them over the phone or through mail, let them keep doing that and make sure you're giving them opportunities to do that. But if they really are accustomed to a meeting where they talk about why they make their gift, then that's an opportunity to do that outreach. And maybe if it feels like it's time consuming to do such meetings for a smaller level gift, then what you can do is make a group meeting, and maybe it's a women's club or a giving club that's created that gives those people the opportunity to see that others are making gifts like them and impacting the organization. But also it takes a little bit of the pressure off of the frontline team to manage the prospects at those leadership annual giving levels. So I think that's about it on this topic right now. Anytime you come across an opportunity in your organization where there seems to be a little bit of tension, it is a great chance to take a look in the mirror and take a look through the window and see what you can learn from each other and through the process that will inform what you're doing and why they're doing what they're doing. You know, putting yourself in the other person's shoes is always a great chance to see how what you're doing might be perceived by others. So hope you enjoyed today's edition of What's on the Whiteboard. As always, I encourage you to subscribe to the Nichols GPS newsletter. At the end of each month, I send out just some nifty tidbits and usually a free downloadable of some sort that helps you through the fundraising process. And I hope that you enjoy those. So have a great day and thanks for watching. Bye-bye.